Um, I'm gonna go ahead and make a wrestling video for tomorrow, June 18th. Vince McMahon. I don't know how many people watch WWE. I have on and off. Quit watching a few years ago. But then when Steve Austin was on WrestleMania, I came back and started watching again. And I've not been disappointed, but Vince McMahon is stepping down as CEO. I won't get too far into why, but there's been allegations put up against him. And Stephanie McMahon had taken a leave of absence, but apparently she's back as temporary chairwoman. He had been the chairman, and he had to step down. He will still be over creative, so Raw and SmackDown won't change. And depending on what happened, he may or may not survive the investigation, and they're having the third party investigate. It's not just the board of directors, which Stephanie McMahon is still on, Triple H is still on, I think John Laurinaitis is up there, but I won't swear to that. I think he'll get in at least as bad, if not worse, trouble than Vince McMahon, because he was in on it. I'll go ahead and say it, but I'm going to be coded about it. Vince McMahon hired a paralegal. She got paid $100,000 after she started having adult relations with him. She was getting $200,000 a year, and then he just passed her off to, like a toy, using her words, to John Laurinaitis. And so, she was really scared. That's why she left. So I don't know if exactly what happened where she got scared, but and there's emails and stuff like that, so it doesn't look good for them. If you go to the WWE website, which I probably won't because I just don't care enough to, there's a board of directors, and there's several YouTube videos that have been covering this that tell the members of the board of directors, but like I said, they have a third party in, and it's not looking good for Vince McMahon. But apparently he's made quote unquote mistakes like this before. And if it had been a relationship outside of the working environment, because it goes against their code of conduct, and he's the head honcho, so he, in my opinion, he needs to stick to it even more so than others, not less so, especially for big things like this. I watch enough LawTube to know you cannot pay somebody $3 million to not bring up something like this, because it goes against their code of conduct, which means it can, she can, like if you murder somebody, you can't have me sign a non-disclosure agreement. And no, this ain't the same thing, I know that, but my point is if it's illegal or if it goes against the rules of a business, you can't say, here, sign this, and I'm going to give you so much money, and now you can't say anything. Like if if a company is breaking OSHA recommendations, whether it's something that legally by law you have to follow, or if it's something that they're asking companies to voluntarily do. You can't just say, well, I don't feel like doing that. So I just have my workers sign a non-disclosure agreement or a thing saying they can't sue me for such and such. You can put in non-disclosure agreements like other things, almost anything else that's not an ethical violation or a legality violation. So that's where he got into trouble. Like, if it wasn't a code of conduct, on their code of conduct, he could have had her sign it, and depending on the state laws in Connecticut, he very well could have got away with it, because a lot of it depends on state laws, but that is everywhere, because like I said, you could just murder somebody and say, here, sign this, saying you won't tell nobody, you know. But anyway, that's what's going on in WWE news today. Bye.